Hey guys, uh, thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for watching. Today I'm going to show you how to program sounds onto a FOXPRO electronic collar like this one. Here I have the Hellcat, but the process is the same for the other electronic collars made by FOXPRO. So yeah, it's really easy once you see how it's done. So I'm going to jump over to the computer. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is come over to the FOXPRO, gofoxpro.com website here. Go up to the top, go to sounds. There's different options for sounds here. I'm going to select this option here to preview and purchase MFK sounds. So when you scroll down to the bottom of the page here, you're going to see a bunch of different sections for different types of sounds, breeding sounds, denning. So you expand each one of these sections depending on the sounds that you're interested in. Before you select which file you want to download between FXP and 24B, what you can do is come back over to the FOXPRO sounds, uh, look up the model of your collar. So for me, I have the Hellcat, and it tells you the file type here. So this is directly from FOXPRO, so this is what I would use as a guide. So I'm going to come back here. I'm going to look up the denning sounds, FXP sound files for the for the Hellcat. So I'm going to download this one here. So once you select your sound file, go up here, add to cart. So now I have that one item in my cart here. I'm going to review my order, accept the agreement, and I'm going to place my order. Once you place your order, the next thing to do is to wait for an email from FOXPRO where they send you the actual sound files. I think I just got mine, so let me jump over to my Gmail. Yep, to access the Sound Pack Manager, log into your account at this address. So I'm going to click on this link. Up here in my account, you go to the Sound Pack Download Manager. So today's March 19th. So yeah, I'm going to download these sounds. Okay, next, the first thing we want to do is connect the collar to our computer. So on mine, you have to open up this battery pack to expose a USB port, and in my case, it's USB Type-C. So you just plug in the USB-C cable into the little port here. It's a little bit hard to see, but it's right in there on the right-hand side of this opening. Then you just plug in the other end of the cable to your computer, and that's it. All right, so here we are back on the desktop, and I'm gonna plug in the collar to my computer, and you're gonna see it show up in my drives there. Okay, so here it is in my drive. Our download from the FOXPRO email is this zipped file here. So on Windows, I'm just going to right-click, extract all, and it will extract it into my downloads folder here. And if we just explore the contents of this folder, you'll see that there's an FXP file, and you'll see that it's numbered 408. So keep that in mind in a sec here. So I'm going to open up a new tab here in my File Explorer. I'm going to go down into my actual Hellcat device, and you can see that all the files are numbered here. So they start at 0, and they go all the way up to 226. So I have 227 files on my collar right now. And if I open up this categories.txt file, you'll see that they use the number that's prefixed to the beginning of the file name to determine what files are in each section. So in the FOXPRO caller, there's like a coyote section. These are all the sound files that are associated with that. These are the three that I added recently. And then 0 up to 115, 102, with the exception of 223 here. Those were all the default coyote sounds. Underneath that is the fox sound. So let's just pay attention to the numbering here so we can see that there's 224 at the top. So let's just keep that in mind. When we load the sounds onto the FOXPRO caller, we're going to come back to this file and we're going to look at how the contents of this file have changed. Next, you might think that you just drag and drop the sound file over into the drive that the Hellcat has shown up under, but that's not actually how you do it. So I guess the tricky part is figuring out how to move the files over to the Hellcat drive. So that's where these executables come into play. And as far as I know, they're a necessary part of this process, so that's what I'm going to do. So this is the installer for the FOXPRO programmer. And I'll just go through the install process even though I've already done it before, but it's okay. I'll just do it again. It'll just overwrite those files. And at the end of your install, it prompts you to launch the programmer, so I'll go ahead and do that. And this is the programmer. So what we want to do is we want to browse our disk for our sounds, for the sound that we just downloaded. So it's this bottom one. Here's my sound here. So I'm going to select that directory. Now over on the side, this is the sound that I just downloaded. Remember, it was originally numbered 408, but watch what happens when I insert the sound. So MFK Meat Brawl 5 weeks, MFK Meat Brawl 5 weeks. So the name of the file has actually changed. It just incremented by 1. Right? So I had from 0 to 226, and now it incremented this number by 1, and it prefixed that to the file name here. Great, so now the sound is on my caller, but I want to put it in with the rest of my coyote sounds. So the way that you do that is you click on this Edit Categories button. Go down to the bottom where 227 is. I pick a spot here, somewhere in the coyote sounds, and I just click this Insert button. So you can see that it inserted at the top of that coyote section. So I'm going to save and exit. We're done here, so I'm just going to close this. The caller sounds list has changed. This is a reminder that you may need to update your remote control. Yep, so that's what we're going to do next. I'll show you how to do that in a sec. So I'm going to close that. I'm just going to open the contents of the Hellcat device on my drive here, and you can see that. So I'm reading the Hellcat device as a storage device on my computer here, and you can see that 227 is now in the list. And if I open up this categories.txt file, you can see that 227 is now at the top of my list. So these are all good signs. So we're done on the computer, and now we're going to move over to the remote control because you need to sync the remote control with the caller. So that's what we're going to do next. Okay, next you need to find yourself a set of these double-ended aux cables here, and you should see an aux plug on your caller, and then there'll be a corresponding plug on the remote, and you just make sure that both of them are plugged in and that they're seated all the way down. Okay, so now we're into the FOXPRO receiver, and I'm going to go into the menu system here. I'm going to scroll down to remote settings, download list, and you can see here that it tells you to keep the controller or keep the caller off initially. So once you hit OK, it tells you to turn the caller on. So I'm going to switch the caller on. You can see that it will automatically detect the caller and then initiate the transfer. So remember, initially we had files 0 to 226, so we had 227 files. I added 1, so you should see here 228 files, so that looks good. I just wait for it to finish syncing the categories, It says done, so that's great. Looks like it was successful. I'm just going to keep hitting the menu button, backing all the way out to the beginning, go down to my sound list and just verify that the new sound is there. So I'm just going to go up here and you can see 227 meat bra 5 weeks right here. So all right, and that's it. It really was that easy. So now let's give it a shot and see what these chickens think about it. So I'm going to go into the menu here, go down to my sound list, go up 227 meat bra, turn up the volume. I don't think the chickens care. Anyways, that's it. It's really not hard. It doesn't take that much time once you see how it's done. Very straightforward. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.